have, well, let's start this off, okay, so we know where to start highlighting.
Okay.
Okay, I'll start. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TGW's Royal Rumble 2018 review. I am Evil Penguin Gaming.
And I am OddSmith311.
Well, without any ado, let's get right into it. My God, what a show.
It's definitely a lot of pop and circumstance, man. It's pretty exciting. Just knowing, it's a pretty big history-making event in and of itself. And I didn't think I thought altogether the card was good. With the exception like one of the matches, which we'll talk about in a little bit initially. But I think everybody was in the same boat on that one. But it was a good show.
I don't know what match you're talking about, so I'm really, really curious to hear your opinions.
No, Lesnar.
Oh yeah, nobody expected anything out of that.
Yeah, I think they dropped the ball. Well, I think they dropped the ball a few times.
They did, absolutely. But we'll get to that. So, let's get it out of the way. We are not going to spend a whole lot of time on the undercard because the undercard, quite frankly, wasn't that good.
Nah.
With the exception, I think, I'll get into it. But, okay, pre-show. I've got the Wikipedia page pulled up. Do you want me to link you to it?
Yes.
It's everything's all there.
Okay.
So, once my Skype quits acting stupid, or here, I'll send it on Facebook.
I was having the same trouble earlier, too. I don't know what... It took like 10 seconds before the call actually went out.
There you go.
Pull this up here. Come on. You can do it. Wouldn't be running like this any other time. Come on.
No, of course.
There we go.
It's only because it's so late, and we know we both have to work.
No, I don't have to work tomorrow.
Oh, you don't have to work tomorrow?
No, that's what I was saying.
You suck for that. I'm just saying.
I mean, I have work that I will be working on, but I don't have to actually leave my house and go into a building or anything tomorrow, unless I want to.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right, so you got that pulled up?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I know you didn't. How much of the pre-show did you get to watch? Anything?
When I turned the pre-show on, the bell was ringing for the Mojo Rawley Rude match. He just pinned him, like literally.
Oh, to end the match?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually wanted to see that one. I was trying to catch it.
Kalisto, Gran Metalik, and Lince Dorado, the trio of luchadors, which is something important I'll get to as we get into the actual Royal Rumble match, defeated TJP, Jack Gallagher, and Drew Gulak in a 205 Live 6-man tag team match. It was what it was. It was a match you would see every Tuesday night on 205 Live. Not super interesting, but they are pushing that trio. Well, they're doing a couple things right now that I find interesting on 205 Live, actually. They're really pushing this trio of Kalisto, Gran Metalik, and Lince Dorado as the luchadors on 205 Live because they're the only ones. Which I find, okay, there must be something to that, and we'll find out what it is here in the next little bit. They're also... this past Tuesday on 205 Live, they had this same match, only TJP teamed up with Tony Nese and Arya Daivari. And TJP took the pin in both of these matches and blamed the other guys that he was teaming with. And, they're making TJP out to look like a whiny little bitch, quite honestly. So I'm interested to see where that ends up. But we'll figure that out maybe this Tuesday. So, that was that. Nothing really to talk about.
Yeah, you definitely stay up a lot more on the 205 Live stuff than I do.
I try to watch everything I can. Next pre-show match, the Revival beat Gallows and Anderson, which was kind of retribution from Raw 25 when Gallows and Anderson beat the Revival when the Revival got dismantled by the Legends. So I've said it on our Twitter account. The Revival is my favorite tag team right now. I absolutely love them. But again, this match is something that we literally just saw on Raw. So not that interesting.
I tell you, it seems like a lot of the talent coming up from NXT. There's a lot of good tag team talent.
Oh, there's a ton of good tag teams. Especially War Machine that just signed to NXT.
Nice.
We still need to do a takeover review because oh my god, am I stoked that EC3 is with them. But
I just thought it was I like to see the rest of the show.
Oh, that show 5 stars, top to bottom.
Yeah, dude. Just based on the last 2 matches I saw. I mean, for a minute there, I'm like, is this WWE and the other shows? This is what WWE. Why are they not doing? This is wrestling. It's got all the pomp and circumstance. Oh, sorry.
Because Vince McMahon is still in charge. Triple H runs NXT. Once Vince McMahon steps down from the WWE, the main roster will be that good. I firmly believe that.
Well, the things that they... Well, I don't want to go... We'll talk about that more in the takeover, but yeah, that'd be a good show to... That'd be a good one to do. I'd be interested in that.
So then we had, like we said earlier, Bobby Roode defeating Mojo Rawley in the Open Challenge for the United States Championship. Even though the number 30 entrant came out when he did, I really thought that, and I put it on our Twitter, I really thought that Dolph Ziggler was going to be the opponent for this.
Oh, in retrospect, I wish he would have been.
I really, really thought that. But, again, not anything spectacular of a match. Nothing to really talk about. I know we're kind of skating through all these, but the Rumble matches are what are important.
Well, plus I didn't actually see any of them anyway, so...
So we get to the main show. We have AJ Styles pinning the wrong man!
Yeah, dude, I couldn't... Okay, that was one of those weird moments where I'm like, was there a botch? Did they do... I mean, could they kind of carried it off as they were doing it as a, storyline?
I think it's the storyline. I don't think it was a botch.
Because I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? Because I kept waiting for, somebody to come out. What I thought was going to happen was going to be one of those things where, like a dusty finish kind of thing. Maybe not quite, but, everybody's celebrating, and here comes one that, he actually didn't get pinned, and while he's sitting there arguing, someone come up behind him and rolled him up or something.
Like they did on SmackDown with Gable and Benjamin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're just furthering the storyline because it's been rumored that KO and Sami Zayn are going to get another shot at the titles or at the title at Fastlane before WrestleMania. So
I see a lot of interesting shenanigans, man, with that. Co-champions.
I wish they would have won. Because that co-champions thing could get over like crazy.
Yeah, because they both... I mean, they're already... It's kind of the same dynamic with Jericho. But it's like, eventually these two are going to have a hell of a fucking...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this won't last... If it lasts another 6 months, I'll be shocked.
Yeah. Well, especially the way they came in the WWE fighting with each other. It's almost... It's still weird to see them like a team.
I wouldn't be surprised if this match was starting the downfall and maybe KO realizes at Fastlane that he never should have taken Sammy back and they have a match at WrestleMania.
That would be really cool.
I would love to see that. Because they have been working together for so many years. They're so tight.
Oh, yeah.
And to face your best friend at WrestleMania, come on, man. That was like when Triple H and Shawn Michaels were in the same match at WrestleMania. Granted, Cena was in that match.
Yeah,
but still, Triple H and Shawn Michaels got to face each other at WrestleMania.
And we got
how cool would that be?
All the history behind that, and then knowing that they, yeah, it was cool.
So still our WWE champion, AJ Styles.
Not a bad match, not a bad match, not really a. It wasn't. I can't really. It was pretty good. I mean,
I liked the storytelling at the beginning of it with KO and Sammy continuously tagging.
Yeah.
Before any contact was made. That was good storytelling, in my opinion.
Yes.
So then we had the Usos defeating Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin in 2 straight falls. In a 2 out of 3 falls match. I called this one wrong. You got this one right.
I think this is the only one I got right.
I really thought that Gable and Benjamin were gonna win the titles.
I kind of did too, man. I mean, even though I said the Usos, because I like the Usos, I kind of figured, well, Gable and Benjamin are pretty tight, and the Usos have been champions for a while,
and they've been your champions for how long now?
Your tag team champions of the world! SmackDown tag team.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you can see the Usos as SmackDown Tag Team Champions on Tuesday night on WWE SmackDown and on TGW SmackDown. Cheap plug.
Oh, yeah. Uso all day. Oos.
So,
sorry.
I'm a huge fan of 2 out of 3 falls matches, especially tag teams, because I always go back to the one between the Hart Foundation and Demolition.
Yes.
But, I mean, this was what it was. It only went 2 straight falls. Again, it's a Royal Rumble undercard match. I don't expect a lot out of it. It's like when Brock Lesnar fought freaking Hardcore Holly for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. Who the hell cares?
Exactly.
So, next.
Seems to happen to Brock a lot.
Yeah. Next, we had the men's Royal Rumble match. I am thrilled that the women's Royal Rumble match got to close this show.
Yeah, that was really cool, man.
I'm so thrilled about that. But we'll get on to that in a little bit. So, let me tell you why I loved the way this match was booked. Rusev coming out first. You know I'm a huge Rusev fan.
Oh, yeah.
So, he got the entrance that he deserved. With Aiden English serenading him to the ring. And the Rusev Day chants all night were incredible. I mean, all night.
It's over like a motherfucker, man. There's no denying
it. It really is.
Love him or hate him.
And then Finn Balor.
A good opening of the Rumble, no doubt.
Yeah, and this was Finn Balor's first Rumble. Because he was injured last year, so he couldn't compete. I was very, very distraught last year when he couldn't compete.
Yeah, I know, man. That was one of those heartbreaking moments, especially like how it happened and when it happened. Him being the first Universal Champion just for one day.
So he got his big pomp and circumstance entrance, which I was, again, really happy about. So we had Rhino at number 3, Baron Corbin at number 4, who got eliminated real quick, which I wasn't mad about at all. And then poor old Heath Slater at number 5.
Dude, that was great, though. That was so clever. The way they did that was just so fun. We were laughing out loud at that the whole time. And then the way... Well, we'll get to it in a second. But
how long did it take him to get in the ring?
At least 5 people. I
don't remember who actually put... Did Big E put him in the ring?
Sheamus
put him in the ring?
Sheamus put him in the ring, and then he immediately eliminated Sheamus.
Yep.
It had to be one of the fast. It had to be one of the records for the fastest eliminations.
Well, according to Wikipedia, Sheamus lasted 6 seconds.
Giggity.
Stop it.
Oh, you got the whole. Okay, here we go.
So by this point, everybody is, Rusev's down and out. Finn Balor's down and out because Baron Corbin lays out everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Slater's down and out outside the ring. And you get time to walk with Elias. Elias was able to come down, play his guitar. Great entrance. I popped for this entrance. I don't know about you. I don't know if you're a fan of Elias. I personally popped for this entrance. I thought it was great.
Well, I don't really know Elias. I kind of liked the whole approach they took. I had never seen anything in the way that Royal Rumble started off.
Exactly.
I've been watching it my whole life, and and it didn't feel like it was interesting. I'm like, what the fuck is going to happen now? Like, and the Elias scene just added to that entertainment factor. The way he came down there and the clock stopped, and he started singing, and the clock. I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought the whole thing was neat.
Yeah. And with the clock still going, as soon as they started counting down, and then I heard El Idolo and saw Andrade Cien Almas come out. Now, I have never been a fan of this guy until last night. I swear to God, he and Gargano last night put on an absolute classic.
Dude, I felt like I was watching some old school fucking Jim Crockett or AWA shit. Like, it was a real man. It was just one of the most solid matches I've seen. You talk about storytelling.
Incredible.
I did not know who was going to win. And I was kind of surprised by who won, the way the story went down. But at the same time, I was like, I would have believed it. Either way,
Right.
I like him, man. I mean, that was the first time I'd seen him last night. I thought he did pretty good tonight.
Yeah. Oh, he had a great showing. It doesn't have his time up yet. I'll be interested to see how long they all lasted, because it's got the time for some of them, but not all of them.
Man, I'd be willing to bet he was in there at least a good solid half hour.
I would not doubt that a bit.
Because I remember at one point thinking, God, man, this dude's, for this being his debut,
right?
In the WWE ring, he's throwing down pretty good.
Oh, so then we had Bray Wyatt come out. I don't really remember. Well, well, hold on. We haven't got that far yet. Okay, yeah, we haven't got that far yet. Bray Wyatt's in the ring. Big E's in the ring. Of course, with pancakes.
Yes, always.
So then, Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger, is supposed to come out for the second year in a row at number 10 and gets attacked in the back by Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I was okay with it. I wish it hadn't happened to Dillinger. I wish it would have happened to anyone else, because I really like Dillinger, and I feel like he's been getting a raw deal on the main roster. But then you had them arguing over who was going to come out. So, KO, I got this. No, Sammy, no, I got this. And, of course, obviously Sammy didn't win. Sammy was the 5th elimination.
Yeah, which is another fuel on the fire for their
right,
for their thing. I can just hear it now.
This could have Owens coming down on him saying, if I would have been in the Rumble match, I would have won the thing.
Yep.
So it's going to be really interesting to see that fall out. So then you have Sheamus, that we already talked about, throws Slater into the ring, gets eliminated in 6 seconds. But then Slater got eliminated real quick. So let's see, who did Slater get? Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt eliminated Heath Slater. So then you have Woods, you have Cruz. I personally cannot stand Apollo Crews.
Man, he's a good athlete. He does some cool shit. He's kind of like there. It's like Apollo Crews. Who the hell cares?
Right. Number 14, ladies and gentlemen, Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, yeah, my Mackenzie hates Nakamura. She's been bitching all night that Nakamura won. She's not happy about it.
That's funny.
And she keeps going.
I think me and Mackenzie are a little more on the same page on that. Although
Really?
not completely, because I don't hate Shinsuke at all.
Are you still salty that he beat the Undertaker in that last man standing match at our first pay-per-view?
No. I'm gonna say, because I don't watch. I've just started watching any NXT really, so I didn't see him. I don't have the attachment that a lot of people to him do. All I've seen of him are the bigger matches and some TV stuff. I don't get it. I do not get why he's as popular as he is. He looks like a jobber. He is one of the most unbelievable. The fact that he won that Royal Rumble just had my jaw. I was like, really? Like, he did not do anything in the Royal Rumble that stood out at all.
And that's exactly what she said.
Right till the end. That's why I didn't think he was going to win. Because I'm like, there's nothing about him. I see that he's got a great entrance. Love his entrance. Have not seen one thing from him so far that makes me go, man, this guy's really good. Like, every time I see him throw a move, every time he looks like he's sloppy. I don't get it.
Go back, and like I always tell you, you got to go back and watch the NXT stuff. If you watch his match on NXT TV against Finn Balor, you can watch his NXT title matches against Joe. His matches against Joe are amazing.
That's why it's weird, because like usually that translates when someone comes up. I can't think of too many other people who have had a reputation like that I have went and watched and said that. So I don't know, and like I said, I'm one of the, I had not seen as much of him either. So and that's why I say I don't hate him at all. I'm more kind of watching and waiting to see what happens. Everybody seems really excited about him and AJ. Most fans seem to like him, so there's got to be something there. I just haven't seen it yet.
He and AJ had a match at Wrestle Kingdom 11 for New Japan that apparently absolutely tore the house down. So this is finally the rematch. That's the thing with so many people with access to New Japan and a lot of other, I want to say, Eastern promotions overseas.
Mm-hmm.
So many people are watching all these indie guys, and New Japan is not in indie promotion by any means.
Yeah.
But there's so many guys coming over here from New Japan that have got this reputation that a lot of people know about because there's the accessibility now,
which is awesome
with the internet. So and that's the reason that Nakamura is over so huge, because he was that big over there, and then he came to NXT and did all of the amazing things that he did in NXT. He's just had a raw deal since he's been on the main roster. He's been booked horribly since he's been on the main roster. Like, absolutely horribly.
Well, I mean, the things that I don't like about him don't really have anything to do with his booking. It's more his actual performance. I watch him and I keep waiting for this. Like Asuka was, like, I feel like Asuka lives up to her reputation. When she gets in the ring, she's explosive. I'm interested by her. It's not even as much as it don't, haha, giggity giggity, of course. But outside of that, I mean, seriously, she's intriguing. She gets my attention, and I believe she lives up. Once again, though, and to be fair, I only know of her really through WWE and a couple matches that you sent me, which I really liked, from NXT. But I feel like she lives up more to the hype. When I watch, I get it. I get why she's so popular. I don't get why Shinsuke Nakamura, and it's nothing to do with the size, and nothing like that. The size thing isn't. I thought Finn Balor did fucking great tonight. I wish he would have won it.
Balor was amazing.
I mean, I got excited when Ziggler, we'll get to him. I didn't really understand any of that. I haven't understood how they booked him pretty much ever. But Was you know what this whole show felt? This whole Rumble match felt like. You know, like some of the, and I guess it's all subjective. Like some of the movies that have come out, like Suicide Squad, I think is a good example. There's been a few. This really happened to DC, Batman vs Superman, where you watch these movies and they're a mess. Now, personally, I like them as a fan, but and you go behind, you find out behind the scenes, what happens to those movies feels like what happened tonight, where it was like, it felt like this rumor was written a certain way, and then somebody, which is probably McMahon, came in and tweaked a bunch of shit in it, so that it felt almost like two different Royal Rumbles to me. There was the first cool part where I was like, this feels like a Royal Rumble. There's a lot of people in the ring. There's crazy spots happening. And then there was like the last part of it where it was just the same tired bullshit booking. And I don't usually book. I try to bitch about it, man, because I understand you can't win them all. But when I seen the way that went down, and then when in the way we'll get to the Brock Lesnar thing, I'm just like, this is fucking ridiculous. Come on, guys. Like, at least try to suspend this. I want to try to suspend this week. Try to make me believe that, you guys aren't sitting down and booking your show out of a dirt sheet. It's just, it was really weird, man. Like, I really overall enjoyed it, but the last maybe fourth of the show, the match, completely lost my interest. I mean, it got boring. Here comes Reigns. Everybody's booing Reigns. Here comes Cena. Oh, we got Reigns and Cena. The same match we've seen 100. On that front, I was glad to see Balor and Nakamura in there. At least, I'm like, okay, well, maybe there's a chance one of these guys will win. Because I still would have rather seen. I was pulling for Nakamura after Balor was thrown out. I was like, I don't want to see these other two win.
No, because the crowd would have destroyed the rest of the pay-per-view.
Oh, I think it caused. I think that it caused the pay-per-view to plateau. And you could argue that a 4-hour pay-per-view that's going to happen anyway, so that's fair. But I think it took some steam out of the audience. Because I think going in, the first two matches, okay, the Usos match was kind of weird, how fast it went down, but okay, it was fun. I think everybody had a lot of energy going in the Royal Rumble, and they had this really off-the-wall booking where it's really entertaining, and then it just seemed like the last little bit of it, not the whole thing, just the last chunk of it was just like the same old shit to me. And it was just, Dolph Ziggler comes out at 30. Okay, this is interesting. Dolph Ziggler is thrown out 2 seconds later, whatever. Well, then why did he come out and lay the belt in the middle of the ring? Then what is the point? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I just don't. It's one of the few rare times where I have any kind of level of like apathy has broke through and kind of got me a little hot, man. I won't lie to you. I mean, not really, but just like I kind of got bored with it toward the end.
It's as a longtime fan, you expected better.
What? That and the fact that they could have done better. They had the tools. Okay, and we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. Very fair. But if you know the crowd feels the way they do, you don't have to be a fucking rocket scientist. I watch the shows every other couple weeks, and even I know how you want to get to Roman and Lesnar, okay? Fine. But don't do the thing that the millions of fans on the internet are saying that you're going to do already because they know you're going to do it, and then you go do it. And it's like, well, you just wasted a bunch of time. They could have had Kane win that. And everybody go, what the fuck are they going to... What the hell?
Speaking of, this is the first Royal Rumble match that Kane hasn't been in a very long time.
I'm surprised, man, because he's usually like the shit when it comes to Royal Rumble.
Well, but he had the absolutely god-awful title match. So. Anyway.
No, I liked it all together, though, man. It was good.
So we had Cesaro come out after Nakamura. I liked
the stuff between he and Rollins, knowing that they were going to have to face each other.
Yeah.
You had Kofi come out. I liked his little antics, stepping on the pancakes.
That was...
I thought that was absolutely hilarious. And then Big E and Xavier, like, pogo sticking him into the ring. That was this year's wacky antics from Kofi.
Well, he came over the top rope, and for a minute, I didn't see the pancakes at first. I'm like, no. I'm like, Kofi can't be eliminated that easily. And then I was like, oh, nice.
Pancakes.
That was the fucking pancakes.
Oh, so where are we at? Yeah, then you had Rollins, so you had the stuff between he and Cesaro. Then you had Matt Hardy. So Now this is what I meant when I was talking about the booking, because I knew whoever eliminated Rusev was going to get shit on, because that crowd was, I cannot believe how incredibly hot they were for Rusev.
It's crazy.
I mean, I'm that big of a fan, but I mean, it was all night.
Oh, yeah, all night, man.
What I liked about the booking is that after Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy eliminated Rusev together, they eliminated each other.
Yeah.
Like, right away. So, you automatically get the crowd upset, but then you automatically get them happy again, because the guys who eliminated their favorite just eliminated each other.
Yeah, there's a sense of balance to it.
Right. I loved how that happened. So then you had Cena, yay. And then you had, stand back, there's a hurricane coming through.
Wasn't expecting that one.
I popped so big for this.
I thought I was excited until he got eliminated in 20 seconds.
23.
Yes.
23. I popped so big for that. Then you had Aiden English. So, of course, once again, fans are chanting Rusev Day. And then at number 23, you had Adam Cole, baby! Oh.
Yeah, it was cool to see him again. I actually know who he is.
How incredible was that match with he and Black last night?
It was mean, man.
Wow, that was brutal.
That was one of the more brutal matches I've seen in a while. I totally was like cringe. Dude, when he did the spot with the two chairs back to back, I like sat up in my chair and like arched my back. I was like, oh, I don't care what you, dude. Ugh.
And me with a bad back, I'm sitting there watching that like chiropractor.
Oh man.
And you know what? I didn't even see him get eliminated, but I see who he got eliminated by. I didn't see it happen.
It was pretty what's the word?
Uneventful?
Uneventful, yeah. It was
anticlimactic?
Yes.
So then you have Randy Orton, don't care. Titus O'Neil, didn't do anything interesting. The Miz, who got eliminated by Rollins and Reigns together. Oh, that was another cool little pop in the match when Reigns eliminated Rollins, and Rollins just kind of smirked at him and walked off.
I like that. I did like that.
And then at the lucky number 27, after the last time he was in the Royal Rumble match, coming in at number 30 and getting booed out of the building because everyone wanted to see Daniel Bryan.
Oh, yeah.
The return of Mr. 619, Rey Mysterio.
And dude, he looked good, man.
He did look good. Although his legs look freaking tiny. He skipped a lot of leg days, dude. I'm just saying.
Well, he don't move. I mean, he still moves well, but I mean, you go back and watch like his shit in early WCW when he first came in, dude, and he literally looks like
no comparison.
Light as a feather. I mean, the way he can move is just ungodly to watch. But still in a good shape. I mean, what is he, mid-40s? At least. I mean,
At least. So you had Reigns come in after that. Didn't care.
boo-boo.
Goldust. And number 30, Dolph Ziggler. Now, we get down to the final four, being Nakamura, Balor, Cena, and Reigns. I know you were hot about this. Now, what I liked is the way it was booked. I personally would rather have seen it come down to Balor and Nakamura. But as soon as Balor was thrown out, I looked at the wife and I said, Nakamura has to eliminate both of them. Meaning Reigns and Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Neither one of them could have eliminated each other. Nakamura had to get the pop for eliminating both of them. It had to happen. And it did happen, and 44 minutes and 4 seconds of entry time, Shinsuke Nakamura wins the 2018 Men's Royal Rumble match. I know you don't see it. I know a lot of other people don't see it. I personally love the guy.
Well, it was just like when it was him and Reigns. One of the reasons that fed into my viewpoint of that is that I don't believe Nakamura. Nothing he did made me believe that he could, especially against someone as big as Reigns. Nothing he did, I was watching him like, well, he's gonna, even if he wins, it's like, well, it was like, I don't know, at that point, though, it didn't really, I don't know, man, like I said, there was a certain point where that whole last part of it just kind of felt different from the first part, where it was almost like McMahonized or something. I don't know. It's like, you gotta have Roman Reigns and you gotta have John Cena in there. And it's like, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
Not at this point. They made their money. We get how big they are, but you know, some of my favorite moments over the last couple of years, like when Triple H came back and took out Rollins for Kevin Owens to win. You know, nobody knew that was going to happen except for like a few people, 2 or 3 people. Everybody else was, you know, shit like that. You can do that. It doesn't always have to be a surprise, but it was just so cookie cutter to me with Reigns and Cena in there. It's like they don't need to make it to the end. They don't need to be in everybody's damn face. Now you could argue that having them in there creates a certain type of, you know, it creates a suspense because they do win so much. And you're going, oh God, here we go again. So maybe it works in that sense. I don't know. I guess it just depends on how you look at it. I certainly, I can tell you this though, no matter what I might have felt about the last little bit of it, this was one of the best Royal Rumble matches I've seen in a long time.
This was the best Royal Rumble match in at least the past 5 years.
Yes. Because it was cool. Even the ending, even if I didn't necessarily like who won it or whatever, I thought it was a little sloppy, but at the end of the day, it wasn't Reigns and it wasn't Cena. And it was somebody that everybody really does, a lot of people really are behind. And I would rather see him get the shot than see one of them get it.
I kind of wish that the Final Four would have been Balor and Nakamura, along with at least Ziggler, with him coming back. Maybe Ziggler's the last one that gets eliminated. That would have put a little bit of extra oomph on his return.
Yes.
But the way he got eliminated, he was in there for a little over a minute and a half, according to what I see here. Which I mean, one of the YouTuber Luke Owen from Wrestle Talk.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet from him that I think it said, "What the actual fuck was that Dolph spot? Utterly pointless."
Yeah, I didn't get it, man. coupled with what they had him do a couple weeks ago, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
I really wish he would have been the challenger for the U.S. title.
Yeah, because even if he would have lost, it would have made more sense.
Right. It would have been a good reason for him to come back. But, whatever. So, that was the Royal Rumble match, the men's Royal Rumble match. Then we had Cesaro and Sheamus, DeBar, defeating Rollins and Jordan to get their tag team titles back, which, again, I mean, Jordan is playing his role incredibly well.
Yes.
Because he's making people hate him because he seems like a spoiled little asshole.
Yes.
So, I mean, kudos to him for playing his role well. And I liked that
he was kind of playing up the concussion symptoms. So that's why he had to tag Rollins back in, and Rollins just couldn't go anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they lost the titles. I liked how the end of the match was booked. What I don't like is that what this is setting up, to me, is Rollins versus Jordan at WrestleMania. I think it's a waste. Maybe it's just me.
Well,
but what I didn't mention as far as the Royal Rumble match is that, yes, Nakamura has chosen to face AJ at WrestleMania, and I'm telling you right now, that match is going to be fucking amazing.
Well, it's really the only logical choice, because even if he wasn't good, AJ would get a match out of him, and apparently with these guys' reputation, it's going to be a WrestleMania-worthy match, whereas who was he going to face from the other match? It would have even Kane, Braun Strowman, Brock Lesnar.
Right. And that's the thing. They had to say AJ Styles because they hadn't had the Universal Championship match yet. I mean, continuity, people. I'm just saying. It's been my thing lately. I don't know why. It kind of annoys the wife.
Well, because I think in a lot of this wrestling, I think there's an argument to be made to be ignored. It's one thing when shit happens, and there's behind-the-scenes stuff and things we don't know about, and people get injured, blah, 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 okay. But it's another thing when there's things that are done where it's just like, you're a billion-dollar company, you control what's happening, and why did you, like the end of the show, we'll get to the very, very end of the show, ruined to me what was up until that point an amazing moment.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah. But, yeah. I'll be honest with this Seth Rollins match. The thing is, I don't know much about the story. I know the vague outline of it, but I haven't seen much of the TV stuff with it. And then I actually missed like the first 2 or 3 minutes of this match anyway, which I don't think it made much of a difference. But
no, I
kind of caught like the other part of the match, so I didn't think it was a great match, but I think it seemed what they were trying to do, it worked. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. I kind of just wrote it off as I don't really know what's going on here as much, so it's kind of hard to make a completely fair,
informed decision.
Yeah. I didn't know I didn't know about the concussion thing. I thought it was just like a spoiled brat.
No, he had hit his head on the post or something like that.
Okay, yeah. See, I didn't. That makes more sense. That makes the story a little better. That makes the match a little better for me now, knowing that. But either way, I mean, it did what it was supposed to do. It was fine.
Right. So then we had... You know what? I'm not even going to spend any time on this match because it was fucking awful.
Yeah.
You had... I looked at my wife and said, this match isn't going more than 10 minutes. And it went 10 minutes and 55 seconds.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman versus Kane. Brock Lesnar kept his title like everybody knew was going to happen. That was that match. That's all I'm saying about it.
But and that just goes back to what I was saying. It's so frustrating because it's like paint by numbers. everything about that match was already predicted, and everybody was already over that match before it started. And to me, that was a perfect opportunity to fuck with everybody.
Yep, I agree.
And I just felt like, I don't know if it's laziness, I don't know if it's McMahon and then button heads, who knows, man. But that was just a wasted opportunity.
So then we got the Women's Royal Rumble match, which, like I said, I'm so glad closed the show. I'm not going to say... I will go through the entrance, but I'm not going to spend as much time on this as the men's match because... I mean, what I really popped for in this match were the legends coming back and the couple of NXT entrants that came up.
I think those are the biggest things to talk about. I mean, it was an overall pretty good Rumble match in and of itself.
I do think the end was botched. I truly believe that end spot was botched. We'll get to that.
Okay.
So, in order, first four: Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Sarah Logan, and Mandy Rose. Okay, cool. I was kind of happy to see Sasha and Becky started out as two of the four horsewomen.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty cool. And then, my first huge pop of the night, my women's champion, Lita.
Dude, when she jumped in the ring with those with Sasha Banks, and then like it made me think of our show. I was like, I feel like I'm watching Mike have a triple threat match or something right now.
Oh God, dude, I came out of my seat when Lita came out. And then our first NXT entrant, Kairi Sane. Have you seen anything of Kairi Sane?
No, never heard of her.
She won the Mae Young Classic.
They said that a bunch of times, but yeah, I don't know who she is.
She's another one that came from Japan.
She's badass.
I love the pirate gimmick.
Arg.
And did you see that elbow drop?
It was fucking phenomenal. Who was it? Graves or somebody said something like Randy Savage would be proud. I was like, fuck yeah, he would. Because it looked like she broke her rib, or just like Randy Savage used to do. She hit hard.
So then we had Tamina looked good.
Yeah.
For the short time that she was in, I thought she looked great. Dana Brooke, who, whatever.
Yeah.
Tori Wilson.
Fucking amazing, dude. She looks
better now. Although I'm gonna say it because the wife and I both said it. She was a little less top heavy. I don't know if you noticed it, but I certainly noticed it.
She looked healthier. Like she looked in a way she looked healthier, but she didn't look. She did not look as muscular or like as thick around. Just in general, but yeah, especially what you're talking about. But
yeah, they were gone.
Yeah, but I thought she looked. Especially when's the last time she really wrestled regularly? I mean,
yeah, it's been a while.
I thought she looked a lot better than a lot of them did, both in the ring and like actual health,
So then we had Sonya Deville, Liv Morgan, a couple more of the factions with Absolution and the Riot Squad. Then we got, oh my God, I kind of popped for this one too, Molly Holly.
It was a nice surprise.
That was a really nice surprise because I did not expect her because she wasn't at Raw 25. Well, I didn't expect her to come out.
I haven't heard her name brought up in any recent. Yeah.
But as a fan, the really cool thing to me is that both Molly Holly and the Hurricane were in their respective Royal Rumble matches. And they used to be such a cool team. When it was the Hurricane and Mighty Molly.
I vaguely remember that.
Oh, God, I loved it. That was such a cool gimmick. Then let's see who was. Oh, sorry, I kind of got something stuck in my throat. Then we had Lana, who, of course, got the Rusev Day chance again. And quite honestly, this happened a lot.
Yeah.
The women were coming out, and their husbands were the ones getting cheered for them.
Let's see. Who was the first one that happened with? Has that happened yet? Let's see. Lana. No, I think. Well, there was Lana was the first one, I think.
Yeah, she was the first one to have that happen. But then the next person to come out also had that happen. Michelle McCool.
Yeah, she looked
great,
rough, man.
Great to see her. But I mean, as soon as she came through the curtain, Undertaker.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she actually had a really, really good showing, I thought.
I mean, ring-wise, she looked good, but like as far like health-wise, she just looked a little like spent. I don't know.
I said that when I saw her on Monday. She has not aged well, in my opinion. Maybe that's just me, but apparently not, because you apparently think the same way.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I never thought she was that good looking to begin with.
I didn't think she was either. But I mean, she's an attractive woman, but she's not like super hot.
That's how I felt about Sable. I never understood. I mean, Sable had a banging body, man, no doubt.
Yeah,
face-wise and personality-wise, you know.
I never understood the appeal other than the Playboys.
I always thought Keebler was the fucking... Because she was beautiful, and she was, like, had more of a... I don't know, a friendly personality. Like, Sable just seemed, like, standoffish. And you know, and to be fair... You know, Sable got kind of forced into a lot of positions because McMahon and Russo were... Giggity. Well, they were so obsessed with her, you know, they had her fighting and wrestling, and she didn't want to be a wrestler, you know.
No. And now she's Brock's wife.
I was wondering if she'd be there. I really didn't know it there, but I was like, huh.
I'm glad she wasn't.
Yeah. She wasn't good to begin with. But once again, it's not really her fault. She tried.
Right. So then you had Ruby Riott, who I really like, actually.
I haven't seen much of her. The little bit I've seen, I've only seen her in a lumberjack match and then tonight. I think. So I have to see more of her.
Oh, but then, dude, I'm not even gonna lie. I kind of broke during this next one because it meant so much. Do you see where I'm at?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It meant so much to hear that name chanted at a Royal Rumble again when Vicky Guerrero came through that curtain. Excuse me.
Oh,
my God. And, dude, I tell you, again, I jumped out of my seat. I popped so huge as soon as I heard that, excuse me. Because I knew that there was going to be an Eddie chant. And I lost it. I'm
It was a nice moment. It was entertaining. It was a nice homage. You know, it got Vicky out there and, you know, got her a little bit of attention. Shit.
Right. You know, I'm not ashamed to say that I had tears in my eyes over Eddie Guerrero's name being chanted at the Royal Rumble again. Because, my God, you talk about somebody who was taken far too soon.
And dude, that was a good time. That was one of the really golden times in WWE. I mean, when Vicky was around, Eddie was still wrestling before the tragedy with Chris, you know, like before Edge had to retire, all that shit happened, you know, and
that era of like the 2000s from like maybe like '02 to about '05, '06. There was so many great things.
It was a good time, man. It was a really good time.
That era is a podcast in and of itself.
Yeah. I need to go back and brush back up on it again. Really start watching some of the old shows.
So then you had Carmella and Natalya.
Let me say this. Dude, I'm starting... I mean, I think Carmella's hot, of course, obviously. But that aside, I'm starting to really become a fan of hers. I really like her, dude. She fucking cracks me up. She does. She is such a good... She reminds me of Miz in a way. She's
fabulous. She's
fat, dude. She's so cocky. I love it, dude. And then she's fucking gorgeous. I mean,
she's your Staten Island Lita.
My Staten Island Lita. Make her take a shower first, but damn. No.
Man, you had all sorts of Litas in this match.
I think
including Lita.
Most of them, yeah, shit. Most of them, I think all of them were in here, weren't they?
You had your Staten Island Lita. You had your Irish Lita.
My Canadian Lita.
You had your Canadian Lita, your Chinese Lita, and your Lita.
It was nice. It was nice, man. It was. And, and of course, when you're looking at this match, you have to be a little more forgiving, because it was very obvious that some of these people had not wrestled regularly in a long time.
Oh yeah.
And just from a very far off, vicarious point of view, and knowing how much work goes to just get ready to get in the ring in the first place, I think it's awesome that they did it. And so, I mean, you kind of look the other way, I think, with some of it, man. You almost have to, because they can't all, I mean, not all wrestle regularly.
Right. Well, as a bit of a side note, I'm looking through the number of eliminations here. Michelle McCool had the most eliminations.
Dude, when she came out there, yeah, I see Nia Jax is the only one that had... Well, Sasha Banks had 4.
Yeah. Nikki Bella had 4. We'll come on to that.
Yeah, when McCool came out, she tore through everybody, man.
You know one thing that I really, really loved is that Lita, being such an innovator in her day, was the one that got the very first elimination in the very first Women's Royal Rumble match. I love that.
Did she? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, when she eliminated Sarah Logan.
How apt?
Or no, it was Mandy Rose. Yeah, Mandy Rose got eliminated first, and Lita's the one that put her out. So, I mean, that's just one of those stats that people are going to look at years down the road. You know what I mean?
Oh, hell yeah. Who were the first people in? The first everything that happened in the match.
Right. So then you had another legend coming out, Kelly.
She looked pretty good too, man.
Oh yeah, she's well. Let's see. I know she's in her like early 30s, I think.
Yeah, because she was pretty young when she was 31.
Yeah, she's 31.
Barbara Jean.
She just had a birthday.
Roll Tide.
So it was good to see her. She was on Raw. I figured she was gonna pop up.
You should read You should read her profile. It's funny because her name's Barbara Jean Blank.
Yeah, I know.
Early life. Blank was born in Jacksonville, Florida. Blank was a fan of. While growing up, Blank participated in gymnastics. Okay, sorry.
Oh, that's great. I never even realized. Oh, that's fantastic.
I just happened to kind of glance over it real quick. I was like, that's funny.
Naomi came out next, whose husband did not get chanted for.
Yeah, that was weird. I was waiting for it.
Well, I mean, her husband is a current superstar, so, and not exactly a legend.
Good point.
Then you had Jackie.
Nah, it was cool to see her. I didn't really do anything.
I mean, I was never really a fan. I know you don't really use her because she is on your roster.
Yeah, but that's more of a. That's not so much an issue with liking her as it is just kind of trying to save somebody back. You know,
Right.
have some surprise.
Ugh.
But I really don't know her as well either, though.
Right.
She was in Was she the one who was in WCW?
Yeah.
Okay, I do remember her, but I don't. I mean, she was fucking very hot. But other than that, well, I don't. Yeah. Next.
Well, next was Nia Jax.
Man, she tore some shit up.
Who it took? Let's see: Sasha Banks, Natalya, Bayley, Asuka, Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, and Trish Stratus. 6 women to eliminate Nia Jax. She had a hell of a showing.
And I still there for a second wasn't sure they were gonna get her.
I kind of wanted her to win.
I did too.
But then, you want to talk about me? I popped huge for this one too. Ember Moon.
Yeah, I was actually excited when she popped up. I didn't know she hurt her arm. I didn't see that match last night. But
Oh god, that match was brutal.
I am gonna go back and watch the rest of that. But I liked the interaction with her and Asuka because I actually knew about that. I've watching the match you sent me. I watched some of their promos with each other when I was studying them. I actually knew a little bit about their. And I liked how she was mocking her. I was like, what a cunt. I'm sorry, maybe I shouldn't use that word. What a very not nice lady.
Yeah. Number 24, again, popped huge, Beth Phoenix.
The Glamazon.
Because I was waiting for her to come out. And she got eliminated by her best friend. I thought it was great.
Yeah. Classic wrestling.
Number 25, your Chinese Lita. Asuka.
Dude, she just mesmerizes me.
My wife is not a fan.
No.
Oh no, she's not happy. She wasn't happy with the outcome of either Rumble match, and she's growling at me now.
I kind of wasn't either, to be honest with you, but
the matches were good.
Number 26, we had Mickie James.
Yeah.
Number 27 and 28. The Bella Twins made their comeback.
I can actually honestly say my mom popped when Brie Bella showed up. My mom watches that Total Divas show. She follows it.
I popped for Nikki to come, I knew Nikki was coming back because it had been spoiled that Nikki was coming back. I had no idea that Brie was coming back.
No, not at all.
And I think it's really interesting here on the Wikipedia page, if you notice, that it's got Nikki as a SmackDown superstar and Brie as a free agent.
Yeah, I see that.
I'll be interested to see if either one of them actually stick around. I could see Nikki sticking around, and maybe that's why it's got her listed as a SmackDown superstar.
Yeah.
I really don't see Brie sticking around because I think she just wants to raise the baby.
Yeah, and given, with Daniel not being able to wrestle, at least as of now. And who knows what his future with WWE is going to be. If they never clear him, I could see him leaving. And going into
I just want it to be known. I want it to be known, and you can hear my wife laughing, that if that burp came across on the podcast, that was not me.
Was that a burp?
That was a burp from my wife.
I just heard some odd background noise. I just thought it was something on the computer or something.
Nope, that was a giant belch from my wife.
Well, 4 stars.
You got 4 stars.
Thank you.
They get extra points for volume.
Extra points for volume. So then, Nikki 27, Brie 28. So then, and I was waiting for it all night, the hugger, Bayley, shows up. And, I mean, she didn't really do much. I was
No.
kind of disappointed.
I was thinking about that as we're going through this. I'm like, of all the people who got to come in and do something, I think she was kind of like... She was like the Shinsuke Nakamura of this match to me. Like, she just was there. Like, hey, it's Bayley.
And the only elimination she had was the assistance in the Nia Jax elimination.
Yeah.
So she didn't eliminate anybody on her own. I think that's a big mistake. I think that is a huge mistake.
How long was...
Oh, but then, now we're going to get to it. Because it was rumored how heavily, for how long, that the person who showed up after the Rumble match was over. Thankfully, she showed up after the Rumble match was over.
Yeah, thankful.
Thankfully. We'll get onto that. You can see what I put up on Twitter. Thankfully, the number 30 entrant was not her. But, ladies and gentlemen, it was time to rock and roll. Trish Stratus. Again, I popped so huge.
Oh, hell yeah, man. And to me, she was one of the only one like the non-regular like legends like Molly Holly and them. She looked to me more like
she was ready to be back in the ring.
Exactly. Like, she was not as sloppy. She wasn't as loose with her moves. She seemed a little more sure of herself, because I saw a lot of them kind of like, you seen a lot of like falling, kind of slip, like losing their balance and falling, or like going to throw them over the ropes and not getting the right momentum.
Yeah, Michelle McCool's timing and her footing was really, really off.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one, and you're going to hate me for saying this, but I'll tell you, Lita looked really slow out there.
Well, dude, Lita didn't. She was kind of the one that I was thinking of when I was saying that. Like, if you take the nostalgia part out of it, if you didn't know who she was, and she come out there, you'd be like, what the fuck is going on here, But
she looked really slow out there.
But once again, it's like, I know enough about her to know that she doesn't wrestle regularly. She might jump in the ring for a spot here or there at a rare show, like at an indie or something.
Right.
But
it's like Mackenzie said, she was trying to protect herself because of all the injuries.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not going to fault her for it, because I'm super thrilled that she was in the match, because she absolutely deserved to be. I think everybody that I really, really wanted to see in the match was in the match.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody that would actually, be able to wrestle.
The only one that I wanted to see in the match that wasn't in the match was Paige.
Well,
but
yeah.
we all know what happened with her. And Alicia Fox was injured.
Oh, that sucks.
I put that up on our Twitter. Kurt Angle had tweeted it out that she was injured, so I put it up on our Twitter to, get well soon. So that sucks for her, because, she's been in the company for over a decade, and she's been a very integral part of this women's evolution.
Yeah.
And I feel like she deserved to be in the match. So that was no good for her. The last couple of really interesting spots that I thought were fun. The interaction between Trish Stratus and Mickie James.
Yeah.
Popped so huge for that. Because I looked at Mackenzie and I said, how many years later, after they had their huge WrestleMania match, their huge feud, are they back together in the Royal Rumble? So cool to see.
I thought both of them, both of them could come out and have a match now together, and they would be good.
I'd love to see them face each other at WrestleMania again.
Yes. Should
How awesome would that be?
Start a petition, man. That would
Hashtag Trish v. Mickey WM34.
Let's get it going, people. Because I would love to see that.
Yeah, me too. And then Nikki eliminating Brie, I thought was pretty fun.
Very well done. Very well done. The look of betrayal on her face was just priceless.
So then it comes down to Asuka and Nikki Bella. They are both over the rope, standing on the apron. And like I said, I think this ending was botched because I think that drop kick to Nikki's knees was not supposed to knock her off. I think there was more to the end of the match, and Nikki botched it by falling off.
Interesting. What exactly? I mean, I can see what you're saying. What exactly about it made you think it was a botch?
The timing looked off.
Okay.
The Nikki and it was nothing that Asuka did wrong. Asuka just drop kicked her in the knees, and I think Nikki was just supposed to drop to her knees, but hold on to the rope, and maybe she just slipped.
Gotcha.
But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't know this for a fact, but it looked botched to me.
Well, I think sometimes the match is. There's a certain rhythm to a match. And I think when stuff like that happens, and not just the rhythm of the match, but the entire vibe of it. Like, it's kind of like when, who was it? Was it Cena and Batista both went over the top rope and screwed up?
Yep.
There was an air of confusion. And it was kind of like with Brett and Lex, where it was like, when that happened, they were approaching it like a sporting event, where it was like, we're showing different replays and blah, blah,
Right.
When that happened, it had an air of, oh shit, like something didn't go down the way it was supposed to. And
yeah, when it happened with Cena and Batista, they were not ready to show replays.
No. And it just kind of stopped the rhythm of the match dead, because all of a sudden it's like, oh crap.
Well, yeah, because when Vince came out, he was legit pissed. Because that was not supposed to happen.
And what are the fucking odds, man?
Right. Because I've heard Pritchard talk about that. That was not supposed to happen.
No.
So anyway. So yeah, Nikki goes down. Asuka wins. You've got Charlotte and Alexa Bliss in the ring, both holding their titles over her head. Like I said, she wasn't in the Rumble match. That's the only thing that saved it.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey.
Cringeworthy all around. Not anything it's not her. What they had her do was cringeworthy. I mean, hey, I'll give her a chance. I mean, she's a legitimately badass fighter, so she can take a beating. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give her more of a fair chance to see what she's got. But what the way they had her come out there and do that was just.
And that's what I was saying. I tweeted on our Twitter account that I was going to be silent to pay attention to this women's match because it's historic. It's not only okay. Number one, the women are main eventing a pay-per-view, which has only happened a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, the women are not only main eventing a pay-per-view, but it's a Big Four pay-per-view. That's not happened.
No.
And number three, the women are main eventing a Big Four pay-per-view in the first Women's Royal Rumble match. I don't think the casual fan understands the enormity of that match.
No, that broke down so many. It's exciting because as a fan, okay, now these women are, I mean, they're fucking hot, blah, blah, blah. They're in great shape, and they're great to oogle at when they're, but as wrestlers, they're legitimately entertaining, and they're good. They're physically tough. They can throw down, and it's like, to deny them their chance to get out there and entertain people. It's just it's a lose-lose for everybody.
So, and this is my thing with Ronda Rousey. Okay, I was a big fan of hers in the UFC, but this is the problem I've had with WWE for so many years, is that they think all they want is the star power. That's the reason they're bringing Ronda Rousey in. Mm-hmm. It's for the star power. I feel like it's a slap in the face to all the women that have worked in WWE. Okay, yes, Ronda Rousey is a combat sports athlete. I get that. She's a combat sports athlete in a non-scripted sport. She is a legit badass. She has won a whole bunch of fights, but I don't see her being able to put on the dance that is a wrestling match.
I don't know, man.
Because it's no secret that everything is choreographed for safety. Ronda Rousey, I see her getting frustrated.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
I see her getting frustrated because she's this isn't the kind of competition she's used to. She's not used to having to be in a certain spot at a certain time to hit a certain move.
Yeah. With time cues, TV cues, the referee telling you this, the other wrestler telling you stuff, the cameraman telling you stuff. You're right. There's a lot of stuff, obviously we've never worked behind the scenes directly.
Well, no,
being the fans we are and putting as much research as we have into it, people don't understand. It's not just about being an athlete, which these guys are some of the best. These men and women are some of the best athletes in the world. You know, but not just that, but the ridiculous amount of weird shit that goes into being a wrestler. At least
exactly.
In the WWE, you know.
But, okay, yeah, she comes out, she points at the WrestleMania sign. Of course she points at the WrestleMania sign. Because WrestleMania is all about star power. Is she going to face Charlotte at WrestleMania? Probably. Is Asuka going to face Alexa Bliss at WrestleMania? Almost guaranteed. So you already know 3 of your WrestleMania matches. Who's Braun going to face at WrestleMania? Probably Triple H.
Probably.
Are Cena and Undertaker going to have a match at WrestleMania? Most likely. There's 5 WrestleMania matches. Oh, and Jordan and Rollins. There's 6 WrestleMania matches already. And how many are you really excited about? I'm excited for AJ and Nakamura. Am I excited for Roman and Brock? Not in the least.
No, and it's a shame because in a different context, I would be really excited. I was excited for it last year because I think those two had a great match together. But just the context of what's going on with it, I don't want to see it because I've known about it. I don't know. It's just so forced. It's like, why does it have to be these two?
Just like Ronda Rousey is being forced. You know, and I put up on our Twitter account that I said WrestleMania is already going to be a 5-star show because of AJ and Nakamura alone. But now that I'm thinking about it and going over the projected card, I absolutely retract that statement. That'll be a 5-star match, but I feel like already the rest of the card is falling flat.
Yeah, because Asuka and Alexa Bliss, I love Alexa Bliss, but once again, both as a female and as a wrestler. But I just don't, and I think they're going to have a decent match, but it's like, I don't see her being the one to beat Asuka the first time.
Nope, not at all.
And I don't see, which means either Asuka's going to win, or there's going to be some other type of, screw job finish, or disqualification, or a count out, or something. That's what you would think,
Right.
Uh,
My hope is that they have a couple of good mid-card title matches. The U.S. title match, the Intercontinental title match. I'm always a fan of the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
mm-hmm.
I'm worried about Mania this year, man. I really am.
Well, like Rollins and Jordan, I just don't know much about their story. I think theoretically they would have a really good match together.
I think they could have a good match, yeah. But I don't feel like it's WrestleMania worthy.
See, I would rather see the match pivot and end up being like Kurt Angle versus Seth Rollins. Because at least that would have some level of oomph. With
I could absolutely get behind that.
That's a WrestleMania match to me.
Yeah. I think there's going to be a big story with Jordan as early as tomorrow night on Raw. I think this is going to have them working toward his full-on heel turn.
He did a good job tonight.
But, ladies and gentlemen, that has been our Royal Rumble 2018 review. It is 1:45 in the morning, and I didn't see that somebody was talking to us. I apologize.
Oh, hello, Mr. 864159.
How's
How
it
are
going?
you tonight?
If he's still around, we've been on the Wikipedia page and haven't been checking the chat, so we apologize. But yeah, it's 1:45 in the morning, and I have to be up at 6:30 for work.
Well, Josh, give us a follow. Tuesdays and Wednesday nights we have our SmackDown, our TGW SmackDown, TGW Raw show, and then every fourth Thursday is our pay-per-view event. This week will be Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank, yeah.
Ooh, that is this week. That's gonna be sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, which reminds me, I need promos.
Oh Christ, you're right. I'll get that done tomorrow.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TGWrestling. Follow us on Twitter at ThoseGuys734. Follow me on Twitter at EvilPenguin1981. You can follow my co-host on... okay, we're both the co-host. Our other host on Twitter at...
OddSmith311.
You can search for us on YouTube, where this review will be posted by searching Those Guys Wrestling, or you can search for Bananarama TV by searching #Control Freaks.
Once Control Freaks pops up, we're usually the top search engine choice. Go to Bananarama TV, go to the right-hand side to the feature channels, you'll find our channel. And don't forget to subscribe to us and to BTV. You can catch past episodes there and on our Facebook channel as well. So no excuse not to watch.
That's right. So, for OddSmith311, I am Evil Penguin signing off for the night. Happy Rusev Day, everyone. And as always, we have been on 3, 1, 2, 3. Those guys.